Kia ora koutou, Tracey Slaughter here. I am here once again to announce the annual results for the secondary school poetry Aotearoa poetry competition. And I just want to kick it off by saying to everyone who entered, yet again, your voices have blown my mind and exploded my heart and filled me from top to toe with hope for poetry here in Aotearoa. You are poetry's future. And the thrilling thing is, reading all of your work, I can truly hear poets blazing with fierce determination to go on fighting for poetry and to use it to make your voices heard on live social issues, which are really urgent to us. You were fearless and vulnerable and funny and tender and wise and charged with political bite. And I loved feeling the sheer force of emotion that poured through all of your poems. You all knew what you were writing for, and you wrote big, red-blooded, hard-hitting human poems that really left me in outright awe at your talent and your bravery. So it was intensely tough to narrow down the field to find the final winners, but here they are. So in year 11, first is Isla Calderinis, a shadow that moves when I blink. This piece conducted a really dazzling dance with fractured page space, and it used it to evoke conflicted embodiment with these beautiful, jagged, shifting lines that were really electric. Second is Claire Anne with Stay. This piece struck instantly with its intensely searching tone. It was voiced with grace and urgency and stunning control. Third is Jolie Yee, Untitled, Mama the Bowl of Rice. The rhythmic intensity of this piece really stood out, and it had at its heart a deeply felt entreaty, which was beating with vivid, colourful imagery. Highly commended, and there are a lot of you because boy oh boy, this was just an incredible field this year. So highly commended, Ava Christos Powell. My name is used like a word people understand, and it's my birthday today. Ava Nosen, Sounds of Stillness. Audrey Worsley, The Last Generation. Bella Malkin, My Bedroom Door. Camilla Barnes, Chrysalis. Ivy LeGroux, You Kids These Days. Jessica Shanery, Stitched. Lily Van Dam, Wildfire. Molly Marjorie Banks, I Want to Shatter My Glass Lungs. Finn Collier, How's the Weather Up There? And Mila Such, School Doesn't Care. Year 12. First is Joshua Kalan, You Won't Anymore. This incredible poem stood out for its plain-spoken capacity to reach the heart and crack it into. Honestly, it just broke me as soon as I read this piece. It's voiced with an absolute simplicity, but a tenderness that generates a devastating sense of loss to come. Second is Jessica McIntosh, Fairly Irrelevant to Modern Society. I loved the close range sensory presence of this piece, its intimacy and tension, and the way it captured a moment palpably in using a really controlled but close-up focus and voice. Third is Madison Michelle Hatter, If Anyone Else Watched Them. There was such perceptive depth and maturity resonating in this piece. as it navigated a parental separation with gently voiced sadness and a really heart-wrenching understatement. Highly commended yet again. There are a lot of you. Lena Robinson, in his life, my father killed a lot of cats. Naomi Roberts leaves something for him to destroy. Sabrina Lee, a thing for rice. Lauren Lee, mum. Zach Wakelin, trans. Heidi Smith, it's you, it's always you. Nimue Kabigas, mending. Miranda Yuan, the devil came to me, and Aotearoa, who am I to sing your song? Jessica Burrell, blue-ringed octopus, and Jana Al-Ani, are you strong enough? Year 13. Boy, oh boy, year 13 just went off. There was an astonishing outpouring of first-class poetry in this field. You should all be sending your work away. It is knockout, and it really put me through my paces to pick winners, but this is what I finally came up with. So, year 13, first is Johnson Wang, Untitled with Static Orchard. In a hugely competitive category that was jam-packed with potential winners, this poet just knocked me down with their raw talent. This is a poem packed with surreal explosivity. It's dazzling in its word dynamics and killer imagery. I was left just feeling, wow, there is a mind-blowing talent on fire here. Second, same thing, incredible talent. Xavier Tapsell, Bury the Lamb. Every single one of the entries from this poet were also utterly dazzling, but this one, Bury the Lamb, hit me the hardest in its razor edge control of tone and high impact imagery. And the way it confronted the dissociative pressure of masculinist legacy with just really awe-inspiring force. Third is Sabrina Liu, Soil Liquors. Again, all of the entries from this writer were also incredibly strong. This one really impressed me with its sophisticated lyric tone and the instant ignition in vivid sensory imagery. Line after striking line just lifted into these luminous and moving connections. All three of these winners, as well as all of the poets in the highly commended category, have stunning careers stretching ahead of them. So highly commended. You are Evelyn Ram, Autopilot and Cartography of a Scar. Mariam Rietveld, Doom Scrolling, Attendance and Notes on Girlhood. Eve Hughes, Dirt and Physics. Ali Zhu, Skipping in the Backyard. Dorothy Baraquatro, Untitled. Angus Davidson, The Gap in the Frame, Where Nothing Turns Off and Clean Enough. Willa Burnett, Tally. Scarlett Meldrum, Laundromat. Samuela Noel D'Souza, Tide. Pearl Winkworth, New World Residue and Ophelia's Diary. Genevieve Fox, The Shape of a Name and The Exam Hall. And Maya Pradhan, Steps to Eating an Orange and Beneath a Blue Burqa. So huge congratulations to all of these immensely gifted writers. You should all be sending your work away to journals, just like Poetry Aotearoa, to get your words out there. Please, please, in coming years, hit me with more of your poems because I just felt so utterly inspired by all of your lines. And so to every poet who took the risk of sending a poem into our competition, never doubt that your words leave a mark. Your voices burn a trail, and what you have to say is the most valuable thing on our planet. Don't ever stop. go on writing poetry, and I cannot wait to see where your poems take you in the future. Heartfelt thanks and congratulations, and see you next year.